I feel like I need to elaborate more on this possible wish battle of Jay-Z versus Snoop Dogg and where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't need to elaborate on the Busta Rhymes one. And granted, I would love to see Busta go against Jay-Z, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we've done enough East Coast verses. You know what I'm saying? They've literally had I think it's like 3 straight East Coast verses. They had the epic Dipset versus Locks. They had Ja Rule versus Fat Joe for some reason, and then they did Big Daddy Kane versus KRS-One. And those were dope. Don't get me wrong, those were dope. But they, after a while, to me, that's safe zones. These are people. This is not epic, and I think Swiss and Timbaland and Fight and Triller are purposely avoiding a East Coast versus West Coast versus. You know what I'm saying? And also, it also kind of shows, like with the 3 6 Mafia versus Bone Thugs and Harmony battle, it kind of shows that these people are behind this, are on more for commercial appeal. I feel like I've always said that I feel like that battle should have been in Atlanta or somewhere in the middle of Chicago maybe, because I feel like that would have made more sense as far as battling, because LA, big up to LA, but LA's energy was completely off for that battle. But that's another video. Snoop Dogg is essentially the Jay-Z of the West Coast. In fact, Snoop Dogg was here before Jay-Z. Snoop Dogg was making hit records while Jay-Z was still hustling. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg has pretty much kept up with Jay in every single way, with the exception of maybe business and entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? New York is a more, and I'm saying this is not to take nothing away from LA, but New York cats are grew up in that more thing, and Jay-Z even said he's a hustler. Snoop Dogg is a rapper. If Snoop Dogg makes, he makes some dope ass songs, some silly songs or whatever, and more laid back, but that's just what the West Coast is, you know what I'm saying? But don't get it twisted, Calvin Brothers is about his business. So to me, Jay-Z saying that was real arrogant for him to even come out and say, oh, that nobody can see him on the stage, especially when Snoop Dogg's first couple albums will probably be enough to take him out. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg has every single song that can match every single Jay-Z song. You know what I'm saying? Even and even in the battle, Jay-Z probably couldn't pull out anything from his last 3 projects, because Snoop Dogg would eat him up. Snoop Dogg got his projects. He got the East Siders. He got 213, Murder Was the Case, stuff he did with Dre. Snoop Dogg has so much in his arsenal that he can take it out. And another thing I know what y'all think is Snoop Dogg already did a verse he did against DMX. You gotta understand, that was a whole different verses. That was a whole different energy. That was a whole different climate. It's been noted that DMX kind of didn't want to do it. He was nervous about doing it. He didn't know what to expect. This is back when we were still in COVID. We were still under restrictions. They were just starting to let people do one-on-one personal verses. So this was something new. They were social distancing on stage, and you could tell that Snoop Dogg was just having some fun with his brother. You know what I'm saying? Him and DMX, the brother. That was 2 different styles, but it was more like, it felt like it was a favor. It was just like, it was more of a tat-tat-tat sparring session, you know what I'm saying? Because, DMX, it was a good energy, and I'm glad it happened because it needed to happen, because I honestly can't see why, anybody would have avoided that. And honestly, as much as I love Snoop, DMX versus Snoop really shouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's more of on a competitive stage, I feel like it should have been Jay-Z versus DMX, because DMX has been wanting Hov. DMX has everything in the world to go at Hov for their past and everything they've been through. But I feel like, personally, that this dude, Jay-Z, he's put that out there, but he's not willing to back it up. And his suits, the Tom Ford suits, the Ace of Spades, the new, because he said it's not, he said it wasn't business minded, some weird shit like that. And to me, I'm like, bro, I understand everything's about numbers. I understand hip hop, you're about your money, but my man, hip hop made you rich. Hip hop put you on the map, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like Jay-Z owes it to us for this, but I don't think he's going to give it to us. I mean, like I'm gonna stand with what I said before, bro. If you scared, say you scared. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, basically, he said he said no one can stand on that stage with him. There's not a chance in hell that anyone can stand on stage with him. And I just think it's crazy. Bro, I'm sorry. I feel like to him this is a business, more of a business thing, and I don't think Jay-Z wants that. You know what I'm saying? But this is for the culture, and I'm just gonna have to call him scared. That's just what it is. And also, I feel like Swiss and possibly Tim. I don't think Tim because Tim, but it could be Tim. But I feel like they are purposely avoiding the East Coast West Coast battle with the past history of the East Coast West Coast tension. Do I think it should be good? I think this has what it takes to potentially be the best hip hop versus Jay-Z versus Snoop Dogg. Jay-Z versus Busta Rhymes would be fire too, but Jay-Z versus Snoop Dogg, to me, in my heart of hearts, would be the ultimate one, because you got West Coast versus East Coast. Pick a neutral area. You can have it in Kansas City. You can have it in Chicago. You can have it in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of places you can have this. It needs to be on neutral ground. You know what I'm saying? But we know Hov is going to have a whole bunch of rules. He can't smoke. It hurts my lungs. There's too many gangsters on stage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Hov is that, but Hov has gotten a little too soft. This dude got, the dreads, the dreads in his hair is, kind of doing something to him, his mind. I feel like he's not, but Snoop Dogg is still the same cat. You know what I'm saying? He's a little more lighthearted, but at the same time, this is Snoop Dogg. I want to see Hov the Hustler versus the 5-star General Crip Snoop Dogg. I want to see Long Beach go at it with Brooklyn. I want to see that. Because I know Snoop Dogg is not going to bring the same energy he brought with DMX. Like I said, that felt like it was a favor. Snoop Dogg is going to pull out the bangers. He's going to pull out that shit. He's not going to, he's going to pull out all the dope joints. And I feel like Snoop Dogg has what it takes to take Hov out. But of course, Hot 97 is not going to agree because they're biased. Power 103 is not going to agree because they're biased. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to agree with this because, let's be real, New York has always counted out everybody else. Even Jersey, New York has always counted out everybody. But yet, they need everybody to stay relevant. And I said that. You know what I'm saying? Most of them artists are moving down south. They moving to the West Coast. Jay-Z got property on the West Coast, but you don't see Snoop Dogg. I'm going to go to New York for a little bit. He might have an apartment or something, but I don't see Snoop Dogg actually out in New York like that. You know what I'm saying? He's always on the West Coast or in the South from what I see. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, this will be good for the culture. This is something that needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? Snoop Dogg definitely need to get his rounds with Jay-Z. And honestly, like I said, Jay got hits, but Snoop got the motherfuckers too. As for Busta Rhymes, yeah, far as the flow and stage performance, Busta can run Jay off stage. But Jay probably want to flex that muscle. He got all the people in place to where he can make the battle kind of biased no matter who he goes against, if he goes against anybody. But I'm not going to hold my breath for Hov because everybody knows that's Tyson versus fucking Lennox Lewis like a motherfucker. That's a blockbuster battle right there. So, I mean, when I say Tyson, I mean Tyson in his prime versus Lewis in his prime. I don't mean the Tyson-Lewis fight that happened. I mean, this is Tyson in his prime, knocking niggas out in, whatever, in one round versus Lewis in his prime that's taking cats out going undefeated. This is what that is. But like I said, I'm not going to hold my breath for this because Hov pretty much basically said he's not battling. It's like, it was a roundabout, scary way of saying it. He would have been better off not saying nothing at all. Or he could have said, I'm not interested in battling. I got other things going on. A lot of people said that. He could have went the Mariah Carey route where Mariah Carey was just like, nah, I'm cool. But nah, he wanted to make it seem like he was the best and nobody wanted to get on the stage with him. I can name artists that would have got on the stage with him. That don't mean they would have won, but I stick with what I said. Nas, Snoop, and Busta Rhymes will be the only ones that can do it. You know what I'm saying? But no one's gonna listen to me. It's just a fan's perspective. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna stand on what I stand on. That's just what it is. Holla at your boy. Peace out.